8:37 a.m. Los Angeles County Courthouse. Less than 2 minutes after an anonymous witness began talking, the judge suddenly ordered Jennifer Lopez arrested right then. No one had time to react. Jennifer stood up, stared straight at the jury, then took a step back. Before police could reach her, she slipped through a staff-only back door and totally disappeared from the courthouse. Police said plainly, "There's no doubt about it. She ran away." What shocked everyone wasn't just JLO's quick escape, but what the witness said. "It was Jennifer Lopez who made me go. She planned it with Diddy. She knew I would be drugged. She's the one who set up the cameras." The air in the courtroom turned icy cold. A defense lawyer dropped his phone. A female juror jumped from her seat, her hands shaking. In seconds, one of Hollywood's biggest stars was exposed with one sentence. And Jennifer Lopez, once a Super Bowl star, was now hunted like a major criminal. Behind the courtroom doors, a security camera caught the last moment. Jennifer stepped past the doorway, took off her sunglasses, pulled out her phone, and started laughing. Part 1 Arrest warrant issued in the middle of the trial Tuesday, June 17th, 9 a.m. inside courtroom 14 of the Los Angeles County Courthouse. The 24th hearing into Sean Diddy Combs officially began. It felt calm and normal. Nobody guessed that just over 30 minutes later, this room would be the center of one of Hollywood's biggest shocks. Jennifer Lopez, the top Latin music star, suddenly had an emergency arrest warrant ordered right then. The judge that day was Miles Radford, who knew Hollywood's big scandals. Originally, Jennifer was only there as a minor witness. She came in quietly at 8:50 a.m., dressed all in black, wearing sunglasses, saying nothing to reporters outside. Everything went as planned until 9:24 a.m. A protected witness, called Ms. D for privacy, appeared by secure video from a secret place. In thick, tense silence, she started speaking with a shaky voice, but her words were clear. She claimed the person who brought her to the party wasn't just Diddy, but Jennifer Lopez herself. The witness said Jennifer knew the whole plan beforehand, called her to come, lied that it was a private get-together, and then led her into the room where scary things started. The witness even said Jennifer knew exactly where the cameras were. The whole courtroom went dead quiet. The court reporters stopped typing. Prosecutors looked stunned. A jury member jumped up in shock. Jennifer Lopez stayed seated, her face blank, but her eyes behind dark glasses kept darting to the room's left side. 3 minutes after the testimony, Judge Radford banged his gavel and suddenly ordered a break. Then he read the warrant aloud. Based on the protected witnesses' words and matching data filed under Appendix B27, this court orders a temporary arrest warrant for Jennifer Lopez. This is to look into her possible part in planning forced acts and illegally using video to scare the victim. This warrant starts right now. Within seconds, court officers moved from both sides. But before they got to her, Jennifer stood up, took off her sunglasses, stepped backward, gave her two lawyers a quick look, and turned off her phone right in front of them. She then turned and calmly walked to the back exit, the door only for court staff. Internal reports say she went fast through the ground floor service hall and was seen at 9:32 a.m. entering the back parking lot. A silver gray SUV with no license plates was waiting. Security video caught the driver wearing a full face cap and mask, identity unknown. The vehicle drove off in under 30 seconds, left courthouse grounds faster than allowed, skipped 3 straight intersections, and vanished off cameras in exactly 6 minutes, leaving no trail. At 10:12 a.m. that same morning, a statewide arrest order came out. The FBI then took over the case as top priority. They think Jennifer Lopez might have gotten a warning or planned her escape the moment her name came up. Meanwhile, her social media hadn't posted since June 14th. Her PR team ignored all media questions and stayed totally quiet. One security officer there said in an internal report, "She moved like someone who knew every corner. No panic, no rush." This wasn't spur of the moment, it was planned. What really scared people wasn't just her smooth daylight escape, but the awful thing the witness said. If Jennifer Lopez truly knew about the cameras, knew the victim would be drugged, and still let her into that room, then she isn't just a bystander celebrity. She's a key part of a whole system of trapping victims, hidden spying, and mind games. Using video blackmail, the trial was forced into an open-ended pause. Defense lawyers argued loudly, but nothing could change the fact the case had officially moved from a civil hearing to a federal crime investigation. Judge Radford left the courtroom at 10:48 a.m. without another word. He left a statement reading, "The court sees the risk of planned escape and possible group wrongdoing in what just happened. All files on Jennifer Lopez will now be classed as a Class B felony chase under federal law." Outside, the media went crazy. Jennifer Lopez's fans split. One group called the accusations a dirty political trick to ruin JLO's image. Others felt deep letdown, calling it the worst stain on the feminist entertainment movement. One question caught by a local TV crew outside echoed, "If a huge star like Jennifer Lopez can vanish minutes after an arrest warrant, how many other powerful people did the same and got away with it?" In the dark, the real name of the woman called Ms. D is protected under a special witness program. But what she said on June 17th instantly changed the whole investigation. Through an encrypted video, the only thing seen in court was a shadowy figure sitting before a blurry screen. Her voice was soft but dry, not a single tear. Internal audio notes show the witness prepped for 2 weeks but still had to pause 3 times to upset. Every word hit Jennifer Lopez's image hard. Before this, Jennifer was only mentioned as a side witness. "I was invited to a party not by Diddy, but by someone from Jennifer. They told me I might get to work with her music team. They even hinted I could be in a music video if I made a good impression. I believed them and I went." Those were Ms. D's first words, spoken calmly, but each one landed like a punch. She said the party was at a villa in Hidden Hills, deep in LA's west suburbs, a spot big stars often rent. She told how Jennifer Lopez herself greeted her at the door, acted nice, handed her the first glass of wine, and said, "Relax, everyone. Here is a friend." For the first 20 minutes, it seemed fine. Then she felt dizzy, her vision blurred, and she lost control of her body. The witness described the worst moment in one sentence. "I was led into a room lit with pink lights, with a bed covered in a black sheet. I couldn't walk, but she still held my hand and pulled me in." When asked who she meant, the witness didn't hesitate. Jennifer Lopez, it was her. People in court later said the feeling changed completely after that. The jurors all looked down. To take notes, defense lawyers tried to object, asking to stop the testimony, saying no proof. The judge quickly said no and let her go on. Ms. D said she couldn't remember what happened after entering the room, but a week later, she got an anonymous email sent to her personal address. It had a video clip over 90 seconds long. It showed her dazed and out of it, filmed from the bedroom corner. The video didn't clearly show anyone else, but the witness said firmly, "I saw Jennifer's reflection in the wardrobe mirror. She was holding a phone. Soon after, she got scary messages warning her to stay quiet if you don't want your career and family ruined." The messages had no name, no sender address, but had very private details: her mom's home address, her sister's school schedule, her own travel plans. This suggested the sender had access to a tight, well-run spying system. Prosecutors confirmed these threats were saved as digital proof. Even more worrying, data from the original video showed signs of an internal email account once linked to a post-production studio that Jennifer Lopez hired for music video editing back in 2021. Authorities haven't directly blamed her, but investigators said the link is clear and they're checking it against a bunch of private payments Jennifer made to unknown partners in the last 3 years. One key piece of proof the FBI is looking at is a set of secret money records, so-called black budgets. Jennifer reportedly sent payments to fake companies in the Caribbean, a place often used for hiding money. All of Ms. D's testimony took less than 20 minutes, but it was enough to shake the whole case. It turned someone seen as a minor witness into the main target. Her calm, her clear words, and her refusal to beg for pity held the courtroom. She ended with one short but strong sentence: "I don't want fame. I just don't want them to do this to anyone else. Even if I die for speaking up, at least I didn't stay quiet." As soon as she finished, the video cut off. No one knows where she is except the FBI and witness protection. But one thing is sure, her words put Jennifer Lopez right in the middle of the storm, not just connected, but now an active suspect. In an urgent FBI note sent to the judge that afternoon, the first line read, "There is strong reason to think Jennifer Lopez is part of a planned scheme of force and scaring victims using illegally filmed videos, backed by both testimony and proof, making this a federal crime case." Later that day, a copy of the testimony went to the special team already investigating Diddy. Right now, Jennifer Lopez is officially seen as a partner in a string of accusations about wild, high society parties thrown by the rich to trap, control, and blackmail young women. They used fancy methods where secretly filmed videos were the main tool. Jennifer Lopez's name didn't just pop up in Diddy investigations when the anonymous witness spoke. Actually, for over 10 years, her shadow was always there, quietly but steady, like an unanswered question, hidden in quietly dropped lawsuits, pulled news reports, and rumors deleted hours after posting. Since 2012, a few reports wondered about Jennifer Lopez being at Diddy's so-called model scouting parties. Young women came to meet artists and sign image deals, but most sources got shut down fast by her legal team, and some victims took private. Payoffs. Another thing happened in 2015. A waitress at a private Las Vegas party sued two unnamed women. She accused them of forcing her into a private room, filming her, and threatening to release the video if she didn't sign a secret deal. One woman was described like Jennifer Lopez, same body, voice, and tattoos. But weeks later, the case was dropped without explanation. In 2018, an anonymous account leaked a short video clip inside a villa that looked like Jennifer's private Bel Air home. The video showed a woman like her near a bar with Diddy and an unknown white man. Hours after the clip appeared on X, the account was closed. The video vanished. Every blog that reposted it got copyright takedown notices from Jennifer's image company. What's weird is that every time Jennifer Lopez's name came up, her legal team did the same thing. Full denial, no details, and official demands to remove everything, calling it privacy invasion. An anonymous X-People magazine reporter said in 2019, she wrote an investigation about the dark side of JLO's backstage deals with showbiz money people. But before it printed, the editor got a call from a top ad partner. They said drop the story or lose ad money for the next 3 issues. The whole piece was killed, the file closed. The reporter got moved to the fashion section. Starting in 2020, as the hashtag #MeToo movement grew and abuse reporting got easier, no public accusation hit Jennifer Lopez, but investigators said they got several anonymous tips about a famous female singer who worked with Diddy at private events. They described her as someone who lured, drugged, and filmed women in preset spots. Without solid proof and no victims coming forward, these reports were filed away. What's suspicious is that each tip came right before a big image boost for Jennifer, huge private concerts or major music videos. An ex-post-production helper on a 2021 JLO project said there was always something strange about shows involving Diddy. Crew access was limited, no filming during breaks, and Jennifer's room had double security, no entry allowed. Adding to public worrying was a string of legal moves Jennifer Lopez made starting in 2022. They looked like covering tracks, moving most personal money into fake companies, cutting public appearances, canceling European tour dates without reason, and most of all, firing her old management for a new legal team expert in cybercrime and federal cases. Asked about this briefly last year, she just said, "I'm changing things for a quieter time in my career," but really, it might not have been change. It might have been a planned retreat, knowing the system was cracking, because in a recent federal team memo, at least the people being looked at named Jennifer as the one who set guest lists for Diddy's parties and picked the promising girls. If Miss D's story is true, this is where rumor meets fact. A turning point that could put Jennifer Lopez not on the edge, but at the heart of a mind control ring built on music, image, alcohol, and hidden cameras. Now, every old suspicion once buried under stage lights and perfect red carpets, is floating up like bodies from a lake bottom. And to investigators, what they once called baseless gossip is now real leads. Jennifer Lopez's silence, lasting over 10 years, now faces justice. The question isn't what she did, but how much more she's hiding. In every case tied to Diddy, the words private party come up again and again as the start of trouble, a place where victims were invited with promises of opportunity, only to fall into a trap so well set it seemed invisible. But this time, the witness did more than tell about an event. She showed the machine working behind those music-filled nights, endless drinks, and dim rooms. And the most shocking part, Jennifer Lopez's name wasn't outside that system. In fact, she showed up at more key points than anyone knew. According to 3 ex-staff who worked Diddy's events between 2018 to 2022 names protected, every party had 2 layers. The outer layer was for mixing, light drinks, music, and some press. The inner area was a gray zone. Phones were taken, staff were kept out, cameras turned off, and constant background noise played to stop recording. This was where victims were picked. As one internal manager for room picks and image checks said, before guests went upstairs. Based on Witness D and several ex-security staff, Jennifer Lopez wasn't just a guest. She often arrived early before the party started and looked over the female guest list. She was described as having suggestion rights and even stepped in to choose who got into the private area, saying it was to make things relaxed and welcoming. One private security guy to Miami event said Jennifer was in the surveillance room, where extra camera feeds were watched. When he entered to fix a tech problem, she looked at him, smiled a bit, and said, "You didn't see anything, did you?" He didn't report it then, thinking he imagined it, until Witness D's testimony made him file an 11-page report with the FBI. Notably, some parties weren't officially by Diddy. They were run through small entertainment companies, all secretly tied to the same money group in Nassau County, New York. Jennifer Lopez rented a business office there from 2017 to 2020. That was when she announced a music break to focus on personal projects still unknown. The FBI is now pulling tech proof from a hard drive taken from an ex-stage tech's home. He handled lights and inside cameras for fancy parties with Diddy and guest artists. The recovered data has at least 2 leaked audio clips. One has a woman's voice saying, "Let me talk to her privately. I have a way to make her listen." That voice is being checked by federal audio experts. Reports say it's over 80% a match to Jennifer Lopez's voice, based on 2021 recordings. The timestamp on this audio matches a party night at the Calabasas Villa where Witness D was. A really explosive thing in the federal prosecutor's report is the suspicion that Jennifer Lopez wasn't just a guest. She was the link between the important guests and the backstage tech team. Basically, she was the person who made the victim feel safe enough to lower her guard. Her presence, a worldwide superstar, Super Bowl headliner, called a symbol of strong Latin women, was key to tricking many young women. They felt honored. JLO herself invited them to the real VIP section. This leads to a scarier question. If Jennifer Lopez opened the door, who closed it? Was she just a pawn or the hand moving the pieces? An experienced prosecutor, speaking anonymously, said, "With Diddy, people think money and raw power. But with Jennifer Lopez, it's elegance, smarts, and skill. That's why she's more dangerous. No one suspects her." Comments like these, once whispers on weird internet sites, now match investigation files, taken data, and stories from people who worked inside the system. The most terrifying thing isn't just that one party happened, but that events like this might have been run on a schedule, with a structure, maybe protected by faces the public once loved, trusted, and admired. If the investigation proves true, Jennifer Lopez wouldn't just be tied to one case. She'd be named a central player in a system built on power abuse, where music, lights, and success promises were used to trap victims across a line with no return. On the afternoon of June 17, just hours after Jennifer Lopez slipped out the courthouse back door and vanished from police sight, the Los Angeles Police Department widened the search statewide. They put out an emergency arrest warrant with a third-tier priority code, asking state and federal police in places places JLO might go or where she owned property. By 8 p.m. that same day, the FBI stepped in. They started the celebrity tracking division, an agency used before for R. Kelly, Ghislaine Maxwell, and other famous figures. Before midnight, a federal arrest warrant came out, including a detailed description: female, Latina, 54 years old, maybe traveling by private jet or cars owned by middleman companies. Within 24 hours, all Jennifer Lopez's social media accounts were under heavy watch. Her personal email and digital payments were frozen. For properties in her name in Bel Air, Miami Beach, New York, and Puerto Rico were marked as assets. Under watch, private jet companies on the West Coast were told to give passenger lists matching the suspect's description from the past 48 hours. A Homeland Security source confirmed that less than 10 hours after losing her, Jennifer became a federal person of interest, ranked with suspects dodging organized crime and human rights probes. But her media silence created a split scene. While cops raced to find her, public opinion split hard. Many fans called it a dirty political trick to ruin America's top Latina artist, twisting the witnesses' words to smear JLO's global name on social media. Hashtags like #FreeJLO and #StandWithJennifer trended. Legal and media experts were careful, noting the amount of proof shows this isn't just chance, it's a pattern. A petition wanting Jennifer Lopez to show herself got over 250,000 signatures in just 2 days. Her legal team stayed completely silent, only saying internally, "We are handling it." Meanwhile, investigators asked other countries for help under legal treaties, thinking the suspect might flee the US using another passport or a chartered plane. Experts think if Jennifer Lopez hides in a country without extradition, like the UAE or Maldives, where she played before, bringing her back could take months, setting a complex legal example for an A-lister. An internal probe note stamped red. Read, "Suspect moves smartly. Can't rule out help from top figures in showbiz and global money." For now, all her new album plans, movie deals, and promo events are canceled or have her name removed. Brands she worked with are checking their deals to limit legal trouble. The case goes criminal. Netflix, co-producing a JLO documentary series, confirmed it's frozen the project indefinitely. In Hollywood, posters aren't down yet, but behind the scenes, the industry is stepping back, slowly cutting ties with someone once called the queen of every stage. As of 72 hours since the warrant, Jennifer Lopez hasn't appeared. No one official spoke for her, no social media post, no denial video, no open letter in the media. She's gone completely. Legally, she's never been more present. And to the public, the question isn't was she involved, but how deep was she involved? And who else is she protecting? This is no longer an investigation about one party or one person's story. This is the moment an icon is put on justice's chopping block, and everyone waits to see, will Jennifer Lopez come back, or will she become the first name on the list of fallen stars, ruined by the image they built? When a global star like Jennifer Lopez gets a federal arrest warrant, the first reaction isn't in court. It's in the media, the same places that built, protected, and boosted her fame for nearly 30 years. Within just 48 hours of the warrant, big magazines, Vogue, Variety, Harper's Bazaar, Rolling Stone, Billboard, quickly hid or removed all happy, praising stories about Jennifer Lopez. They put up short, neutral notes, carefully avoiding words like victim, survivor, or any unsupported defenses. Netflix and Amazon Prime paused JLO-related shows. YouTube turned off comments on all her old music videos to stop hate and cancel culture attacks. On TV news, they no longer call her a multi-talented artist. Now it's her name followed by federal fugitive and suspect. CNN ran a 3-day special about how celebrity media power warps legal protection, naming Jennifer Lopez a key example. On Fox News late shows, hosts called it the biggest shock since Harvey Weinstein fell. A veteran commentator even said, "We're not seeing an artist fall. We're seeing a Hollywood feminist fantasy collapse, a cult painted shiny and held up by secrets." On social media, the split is sharp. One side insists Jennifer is a victim of hidden revenge because she knew too much and stopped obeying orders. The other side flatly calls her the queen manipulator, accusing her of using fame long to shield others. But the media hit was only part. Among artists, the pullback started spreading. Beyoncé, who sang with Jennifer at charity events, said nothing, but her management company Parkwood deleted all pictures with JLO. Shakira, the Latin superstar who once called Jennifer her soul sister at the Super Bowl, changed her profile picture and unfollowed Lopez's official account. Ben Affleck, her ex and rumored to have quietly gotten back with her last year, stayed silent. Big artists of color like Cardi B, Lizzo, and SCA said nothing. Meanwhile, smaller names hinted on podcasts and live streams, saying things like, "There's always been something off. Everyone knows stuff, they just didn't dare say it." A Hollywood insider shared, "No one wants to be first to attack Jennifer, but no one wants to be last to defend her either." At the same time, brands dropping her fell like dominoes. Versace paused all image deals with Jennifer Lopez. Coach took down all billboards from its "We Are All Glamorous" ad campaign featuring her. Dolce & Gabbana and Revlon confirmed they're checking ethics clauses in their contracts. Credit card companies that used her image demanded her photo be pulled from their ID systems. A senior PR advisor explained, "We're not judging guilt. We just know any face under an arrest warrant is a risky asset, and brands hate risk. The deepest hurt might not be on TV or ads. It's in people's minds, especially women who once saw Jennifer Lopez as a symbol of independent strength and breaking limits." Countless articles that once inspired readers with her rise from the Bronx to Hollywood's top are now shown as proof of a different power, the quiet, backstage kind. Power used by those who always know how to dodge the spotlight when needed. In women support groups, instead of motivational quotes, people share old clips asking, how many of those smiles were real? How often did we believe someone because they made everything look beautiful? In the end, the cruelest blow isn't brands walking away. It's the deep feeling of betrayal felt by millions who once sang along, copied her hairstyles, and cried when she said, "I'm proof you don't have to sleep with someone to succeed." Because if the witness is right, then she didn't just know, she was the one who opened the door. For over 30 years, Jennifer Lopez built an empire on perfection, a great voice, perfect dance moves, polished speeches, and the image of a strong woman rising above. But with one testimony, one arrest warrant, and one disappearance, it all crashed like it never really was. Her silence isn't a choice anymore, it's proof. With every hour, the career she held tight through glory is being ripped apart by data, video clips, and memories people once ignored out of trust. Not anymore. Trust doesn't come back when people realize it was bought. No more music videos, no more stages, no more red carpets. Only a name stands in the gap between justice and ruin. And as truth starts to surface, the last question isn't where Jennifer Lopez will go, but what we ignored for too long. What really happened backstage on those flashy nights? How many laughs? How much clapping? How many blinding spotlights hid a nightmare run on liquor, power, and silence? If you have thoughts about this case, leave a comment below. Do you think Jennifer Lopez is the victim of a deeper plan or the one who started it all? Share this video, hit follow. We'll be back when the truth has nowhere left to hide.